Well, boys, today is tomorrow and Kaceytron is in the news because this woman, alright, I guess she wants to start dragging people into this H3 lawsuit, alright? Innocent civilians we never even knew anything about, alright? Hard-working people. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know what their situation is. But people that don't deserve to be dragged into the consequences of Kaceytron's actions. Because a Twitter inmate tweeted out saying Kaceytron and her boyfriend Joshua eloped getting married outside Subway and Walmart. Quote, I can't get through anything without this man. Hashtag love is real. And then the Twitter netizen decided to attach this video along with it, or I guess stream clip.
Wait, are we supposed to hear?
Okay, I'll put yours on you.
Right? I love you, baby. My husband. I love you so much. We can get through anything. I can get through anything with this man. I'm crying a little. I can get through anything with this man. We may not be rich in money, but we are so rich in love. We have so much love for each other, so much love around us. And I just love you so much. I do.
I love you too.
And I'm so glad to start calling you my husband.
My man just hit the gym and you could probably get a bitch that has a whole lawyer practice herself. You could probably get yourself one of those financial Wall Street women. A real woman in power. Why Kaceytron? I gotta know, why Kaceytron? I understand that, a lot of us, there's a period in our life where we all feel down about ourselves and we're like, just anyone, any kind of love. But there's sometimes you have to realize, brother, you certainly can do better. Because let's both be honest here. The only reason why Kaceytron, is marrying Joshua, maybe they do have a nice love thing, but the real only reason why is because Hassan is not available, alright? Physically and emotionally. If this woman could get Hassan Piker, this man, she would drop him like a rock, alright? She would not be talking about something, I couldn't get through anything without you. If Hassan was like, I got a nice trough over here filled with McDonald's and, the finest of THC oils. If any little piggies would like to come eat out of it, she would be trotting over there. But this woman can't allow any slander to talk about her. I guess at this point, forced marriage. I'm like, she could get better. She literally would get better. But this woman could not allow this person to slander this holy matrimony in the middle of Walmart. I may not be rich in money, but I am so rich in love. Some people are so rich in money, but lacking of love in their heart. They use their fortune to threaten those less fortunate. There is so much good they could do with that money instead. Sad. I guess the wedding bells in Walmart weren't enough for Kaceytron. Alright, I guess this day wasn't special enough. She had to try her best to get some kind of dunk. Anything on H3. I don't understand how she flipped her getting married in Walmart into, yo, you guys vaguely hear of this guy named H3. He's irrelevant, alright, by the way. He has money or whatever, but I don't know, he's irrelevant. But yeah, he likes to threaten people with his money. It's almost like he's not rich in love at all. Unlike me, a person that's so rich in love to where I personally will take time out of my day to watch a hour-long video that he made about someone that I really have no real contact or relationship with outside of my parasocial relationship, where I feel like maybe one day they might reciprocate my love. But for right now, Joshua's gonna do, I guess. I'm like, he's just a starter husband. I'm like, look at this clip of a couple years back of this woman sniffing the bed that Hassan slept in because he was at a friend's house and then she went over there after he left already.
I have to get really in there, but there's definitely the scent. It's like, I just try to like inhale it, I just try to like inhale it, like whenever I wake up in the morning and before I go to sleep, I just just try to breathe in deep, you know?
This woman is disturbed. But alright, I guess if Joshua likes him, this weird, kind of gross and creepy, then, you can't really blame him, man. Alright, everyone got their, fetishes, we'll call it. Now, the significance of this man, Joshua, marrying Kaceytron is that we already know that, if you marry someone and they get into a little bit of financial debt during the marriage, it also falls upon you and can negatively reflect onto you. Just letting you know, my guy, this woman has yet to do anything to try to speed up this process of the lawsuit with H3 or even at least settle. I mean, like, from what H3 is saying, it seems like he just wants a formal apology. Free, by the way. Formal apologies are free. Instead of her going onto her stream and crying her eyes out, she could literally just hit this man up in the DMs. Yo, H3, my boy, I am sincerely sorry for the things I've done. You know what? It was childish of me to watch your video on stream and then try to, take views away from it. You know what? I won't do that again. Yo, sorry, H3. I won't watch any of your videos on my streams again. And you are in the right. Instead of her doing that, getting lawsuit dropped, and then walking away, basically scot-free, she's like, I'd rather cry on stream and embarrass myself and then lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in a lawsuit that I can't win. And speaking about not being able to win, we're going to get into Denims in her defense because, oh my God, that's awful. But again, instead of Kaceytron doing the right thing of just apologizing for free, she decides, nah, I'd rather go into debt. So H3 responded to someone replying to that last tweet from Kaceytron. The person said, my sister and I grew up in extreme poverty. Our mother lost our first home when we were very young, and she lost our second after the 2008 financial crisis. We were on food stamps and Medicaid. There was no upward mobility for us. Streaming allowed Casey a way out. She was able to buy a house, help our dad retire, and support our disabled mother. People like Ethan Klein have no idea what it means to live in poverty, the true economic despair. They don't understand the violence it breeds, not just physically, but emotional violence of being constantly dehumanized and ignored. I will never understand why the wealthy seems to despise the poor and want to see us suffer. This feels like one of the most blatant examples of class warfare I've ever witnessed. Now, I do hate very much talking ill about, women in general, alright? I think, there are a lot of smart, beautiful women out there that, do a lot to raise standards for, their gender, right? To raise the bar for them. But then there's just trash, filth, that just muddies the whole entire gender of women. Just like how there are terrible men out there, like Johnny Somali, that are just out there terribly, horribly just making all men look terrible, right? This makes absolutely no sense. It's not like H3 is going after you, or your sister, for no reason. There is a great reason why he's going after her. She provoked him. She's only provoking him because her husband was not the man that she actually wanted. She wanted to prove her love to another man, but obviously he didn't reciprocate that. But not only that, she's obsessed with this man, but instead of her just realizing, I probably should not be talking about this person because A, they are litigious, B, they have the money, C, I am in the wrong for watching their video in full, no commentary, just getting high. Like, woman, you take accountability for your actions. I'm not trying to say this in a derogatory way to all women, because there are women that can take responsibilities for their actions. But there are just some that are just beyond recognition of, I am in the wrong, and since I am in the wrong, possibly let me see if there's any, free alternatives to this court case. Like, I don't know, contacting the guy, messaging him, doing a little meet and greet. Yo, H3, what's up, my guy? You were suing me? Hey, I thought we were just doing content. I didn't know it was like real like that. Yo, bro, if you need me to apologize, I'll apologize. Just drop the lawsuit. We don't need to have any money exchanged. You don't need my money. You know that. You just want the apology. I will apologize. She can literally avoid any financial damage by just being slightly, ever so slightly humble. That's all she needs to do. But for some reason, everyone's blaming H3 whenever he is giving them a free alternative of apologizing. But this is what H3 said, replying to, Kaceytron's sister. These motherfuckers will do anything to avoid admitting they're wrong. You are barking up the wrong tree. She has not even attempted to reach out or even find an attorney, it seems. And you are crying about class warfare? Here is something we all need to face down in life. Regardless of money, personal responsibility, it's time to take some. And no judge cares about your excuses, nor do I. P.S. I'm not from money. I've had no success handed to me. You don't know anything about me. Well, I mean, they do know that you are from Jewish descent, my guy H3, so I'm assuming they think that all Jews, any and every Jew, as soon as you spawn in from your mother's womb, just instantly spawn in with at least $10 million in your bank account. There's never a broke Jew in history. Every Jew that was broke was hiding money in a shell company somewhere. Whenever in reality, it's like, no. Not every Jew is rich. Some people actually did have to work for their money in life. But these people don't understand that, alright? Kaceytron didn't work hard as a Twitch streamer. She got lucky that there was enough, simps out there that have no sense at all that are willing to part ways with their money just to see a little bit of cleavage on their screen. And then on top of that, I have to keep pointing this out, Kaceytron has had every opportunity to become a rich streamer, and on top of that, she does make great money, by the way, off of Twitch. If you guys didn't see that last clip, she had over 3K subs. Even at the bare minimum of 50-50 with Twitch, she is probably making well over $7,500 in a month. My guy, are you not saving any of your money? Nothing's going in retirement. She's been doing this for well over a decade, by the way. Is nothing going into retirement? You got nothing in the same accounts at all? I'm like, hell, your sister said you bought a house, so you're not broke. I'm like, shit. You got something. And again, she's been doing this for a decade. She's been doing this as long as H3H3. Maybe, just perhaps, you didn't work hard enough for your money. Maybe, just perhaps, getting high all day and getting on stream and doing basically nothing but trying to farm simps is not a viable option for your career. Maybe, just perhaps, you should save some of your money instead of just buying pounds of it by the truckload every other week. Or, you know what, even better plan, if you do want to buy weed by the pound and truckloads, just start up a dispensary. I'm sure she lives in a legal state or could easily move to a legal state and have her friends give it free promotion. This woman has every opportunity to turn her obsession into a business, but she's not. She has the capital. She can easily raise the capital to start up a dispensary, but she's not. And I don't understand why she's not. You're being lazy. If you're just saying, I need more money, I grew up in poverty and I'm still in poverty, you have options that no one else has. Woman just has to spark up a stream, 3K subs. She can go over to her friend's house in Austin, Texas or LA and be like, yo, I need to get a couple stream collabs in. They will freely collaborate with her. She can legitimately probably hit up Cutie Cinderella or Maya Higa and start collaborating with them easily. But she doesn't. And then she cries when she says, I'm too broke. Bitch, grind. I mean, Chad, I am nowhere near the size. Well, I guess somewhere near the size at this point when it comes down to YouTube at least. But at least on Twitch, I am nowhere near the size of this woman, right? This woman has every opportunity and every contact. I have zero contact, boys. I don't talk to no other streamer or YouTuber, most because unless you have 1,000 viewers or at least a couple hundred, it's basically locked off. Collaboration's locked off to you. You have to unlock that part of content creation by already having an established audience yourself that you can then use to actually be able to collaborate with other content creators that are also grinding and rising, by the way, because I don't understand why content creators will be grinding their ass off with 0 viewers and you could be like, hey, you want to play it? And they'll still be like, no, I don't want to play with you. You're gonna steal my audience. I don't understand what's up with content creators thinking, oh, if I play or collaborate with someone, they're gonna steal every viewer. Everyone's just gonna leave me instantly. I don't understand. But like, literally, this woman has contacts with some pretty big streamers that are doing very well for themselves, but she refuses to do anything with them. But then H3 also pointed out in his next Instagram story how this woman raised over 41,000. We talked about it in the last video, so top right hand corner if you guys haven't seen it. But this woman has raised over $41,000 within a few weeks, and yet she's still trying to talk about how impoverished she is. People that are in poverty don't get this level of support anywhere. Just anywhere. They don't have this thing to land back on of, oh, well, I can just fundraise my way out of poverty, right? This woman has that option, and yet she cannot see at all how blessed her life is. But this is what H3 said. She's on a road trip right now instead of finding a lawyer. How much of the 41K do you think she already spent on weed? Brother, that was the fund, all right? The other 49K was going to be on the lawyer, all right? And it was going to be a real rough lawyer, straight out of the damn law school, all right? This man needs any work at all. Anyone, please hire me. But Asmongold also went over why he believes / knows, like, let's all be honest here. After seeing Kaceytron do her thing for over the past decade, I think we all can tell that she's jealous, right? The whole reason why Kaceytron hates Asmongold, in his opinion, is that he used to date Pink Sparkles. And, back in the day, women on Twitch, booby streamers at that on Twitch, oh my god, that was a competitive space, alright? They thought there was not enough simps to go around, so they hated each other.
The actual last reason, the reason why Kaceytron actually doesn't like me is because I dated one of her arch nemesises in the old Twitch days, which was Pink Sparkles. I dated Izzy, and then basically what happened is that Kaceytron was really popular, and then Izzy started streaming, and Pink Sparkles, and, a lot of people sure seemed to watch her stream more, and Kaceytron got really mad about that, spread lies about Izzy, about Pink Sparkles, many times, tried to take shots at her and say all these negative things, and obviously I defended her. She was my girlfriend at the time, and Kaceytron got upset about that. So really, all this is a bruised ego from 10 years ago. So that's really what it is. It's envy. Yep, that's the whole thing. That's what it was always about. Isn't that sad? That's so sad. She just called Pink Sparkles a titty streamer and a horse herself, then Casey tried it and people called her ugly. No, it was the opposite. Kaceytron did it before Pink Sparkles. But anyway, so yeah, it's just embarrassing. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it. And they can cry, make as many tweets as they want, and all it does is motivate me more.
So yeah, it is pretty evident that this woman, Kaceytron, is a pretty vindictive person. She will try any and every tactic in the book to avoid responsibility. The easiest thing to take in life. This is the easiest road to avoid 90% of pitfalls. Just take responsibilities for your actions. And most people, well, not all, but like a generally decent amount of people, and even if they don't, I'm telling you from experience, knowing that you're wrong in a situation and then just saying, you know what, you are right, that I did do something wrong, is a pretty great feeling. But obviously people can't get to that part of, feeling great by, saying sorry whenever they were in the wrong. They can't get to that part because their ego is in the way and they can't be wrong ever in life. They have to be right 100% of the time. But let's move on from Kaceytron to Denims, whose lawsuit is basically, well, Twitch is somehow in her mind, and I guess in her lawyer's mind, I don't understand who's her lawyer, she needs to fire them quick, but in their mind, Twitch can just circumvent all copyright altogether. It's just part of the Twitch culture to just steal content. Boys, Legal Mindset, the man that basically has been terrorizing Johnny Somali back, oh my god, Johnny Somali is so done. But he's moving on to, this whole H3 lawsuit. And he's been going over Denims lawsuit. And that woman is fucked. At least with Frogan and Kaceytron, so far it seems like, hey man, they got some kind of plausible deniability. Denims, it just seems like she already gave up. She's just memeing in the courts at this point.
So Denims, and her unique personality is so special. Denims is such a unicorn. She is such a unicorn, ladies and gentlemen, that the law doesn't apply to her. And I know that on Twitch this word is banned, but I'm going to say it. I know some of her simps are going to agree with this. And I saw some of her simps are going to say, yes, queen, Denims is above all. She's princess butterfly of the universe, and she can do whatever she wants. But in the reality, not the simp verse, that is not real. Personality does not get you out of fair use.
Now, if you guys couldn't see what Legal Mindset was talking about, he highlights that Denim says she claimed that established fair use standards are irrelevant to live streaming, including Twitch content, and need not be transformative through substantial commentary or editing. Basically, what she's saying here is, yeah, we still content over here at Twitch, and Twitch does nothing about it, which means Twitch is not eligible for, the federal safe harbor protections for all social media companies, which is basically, hey, just as long as you try your best to moderate, your platform by taking down any scene, copyrighted content, or, harmful content, then you are generally protected from any liability. But she's admitting in court that the company that she works for allows copyrighted content to be played on their platform with no moderation at all. Nothing. They are allowing people to watch things that aren't theirs and allowing them to steal things. Now, personally, do I believe that you can transform content on live stream? Yes, we do it all the time. I upload, videos of me reacting to things on stream. So does Legal Mindset, so does H3H3. But the thing about it is, we all add commentary, we all transform it, we all try our best to make sure that we're not playing it all out in its entirety. We are skipping past any filler, and we are making sure that anything that we are showing on our stream is at least somewhat transformative. We try our best. Denims is literally admitting she doesn't even try. She's just allowing the videos to play out in its entirety, zero commentary at all. She's basically telling a judge, look into Twitch. They're doing illegal things. It's like you and your homies start up a pharmacy, right? And then you guys realize, yo, there's some of these drugs that we have that we could probably sell for a higher price illegally. But only you and your homie does that. But for some reason, instead of it just being you and your homie that gets arrested and, goes to jail whenever y'all get caught, y'all just be like, nah, CVS, the whole system does it. Everyone figures out that you can just sell drugs illegal. Hell, we got access to it all damn day. It's like, wait, hold up. A, not all of us do that. B, why are you snitching on everyone in the first place? So it's almost but guaranteed that basically Denims is going to be, a victim of this damn H3 lawsuit. At least with everyone else, they are shutting up. Right, they keep them plausible deniabilities, and I'm hoping that their lawyers aren't as retarded as fucking Denims, just blabbering her mouth, because she's also said that she's not settling. She's going the distance. She's not settling. I'm just sitting here like, my God, you probably should want to settle with just an apology. Again, H3 doesn't really want their money. He just wants them to stop what they're doing and apologize. But for some reason, they're not living in reality. They think, oh no, there's gonna be fucking Batman swooping into the damn courtroom saving them. Saul Goodman breaks open the doors. I'm now representing Denims. It's like, woman, you don't live in a fantasy. Just say sorry. That's all you gotta say. Sorry. That's all you gotta say. But here's a clip of this woman saying that she's going the distance, all right? She's not settling with H3, the terrorist himself.
Finally, on the Ethan Klein lawsuit stuff, just to reiterate with all of you, I will be fighting this lawsuit. I have legal counsel. They are actively working towards drafting some stuff. I can't really share more than that right now, but I can't really share strategy right now, but they are working tirelessly for this case. And I can assure all of you that all of this is going to directly fund the paperwork, the documents that are currently being worked on that will be filed. And I'm very excited to, once it is filed and once it's public, to share it with you guys. So yes, very, very exciting stuff. We are going forward, and we will be working.
She gonna be working on a payment plan. That's what she really about to be working on. How to pay back this man's lawyer bills, because holy shit, if she thinks that her lawyer is going to get her out of a copyright claim saying that, oh, well, Twitch doesn't do copyright. Woman, we went over this, I'm pretty sure back in 2020, Twitch was going through it with music companies that were sick and tired of streamers just streaming their music relentlessly. So they started doing DMCA's sweepingly across the website, and people had to delete their whole entire libraries because of it. There is precedents that they do actually take action against copyright whenever someone brings it up. But if no one brings it up, then they're just gonna turn their head and go la 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 la, and they don't see anything. But for some reason she thinks, well, Twitch hasn't taken action against me. For some reason she thinks that is a legal defense. Well, Twitch hasn't taken action against me, and the judge is gonna sit there like, they should have. What do you mean they're not taking action against you? Woman is literally snitching on all of Twitch just so she can hopefully get a more lenient judgment. Instead of paying $140,000, all you had to do was pay $139,000. How is that for your lenient judgment? This woman is about to cripple a whole company just so she can hopefully get a more lenient judgment. But sadly, she's not getting out of this as easy as Sean the Black, who, I want to be honest here, yesterday's video had some pretty upsetting news for the H3H3 lawsuit. Go ahead and click it, boys, right there. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.